Again, I forgot the microphone. Pow, 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 pow. It's the 8th of April. This 8th of the month kind of just snuck up on me. So as you might have seen on Twitter, I was like, oh boy, it's April 8th, another monthly status update. March was magnificent. I mean, we celebrated POW's first birthday, and you can see a vlog from that day if you check the description, and up here or here if you're seeing this in the replay. So March was all about fun, and then there was the Easter vacation. What was that? April, I guess. Easter. See, little out of it after the vacation. But cheers. But we'll do a status update nonetheless. So for everybody who's new here, POW is the Privacy First Menstrual Cycle Journal that I made and released March 2020. And we now have a little over 50 users. So that's exciting. And lots is going to happen this spring. I've talked about it many times, and I keep saying the same things over and over again. But in the spring of this year, the focus will be on getting some solid visualizations of your menstrual cycle into the app. And then we'll also use those same visualizations for a marketing mini site, or an e-bomb, as I think Amy Hoy would call it. I'll try and link up the article. It's about creating content that are standalone so they can work on their own, but they're also kind of a marketing vehicle for the actual product. And I mean, that's a fun way to market, especially for a developer and creator like myself. That's a good way to do it. I hope, at least, that will be an interesting experiment. But I like it since we can use that visualization also in the application. So it's not like we're making a super, like a different product that we can't actually use in the application in case the marketing portion of it doesn't work out. So I would love to know where you're tuning in from. If you have any questions, please pop them in the chat. Otherwise, this will be a super short one. Or I usually say that I'm a talker, so who knows? First of all, I want to thank Jemima, who actually sponsored this glass of red wine for the birthday stream, because then we had a little bit of a pre-stream party and people could sign up and even tip with some extra things. Thinking about trying that again. If you want to keep an eye out for kind of like our backstage, you can have a look at our coffee page. Oh, not the manage, but the where? 6 supporters. What? How did I get to my page? There we go. Yeah, you can go to the coffee page. That doesn't look so good on a mobile. But anyway, things will be happening here for people who might not want to be customers of POW, but who want to support us nonetheless, or customers who would like to support us even more. Because as a part of that kind of initiative I want to do this spring, I'm trying to go out there and find some help. So next week, I'm having walk and talks with 2 data viz people here in Oslo that might be able to help me with that data visualization. So it's going to be top notch. And to do that, I need to pay them. So any help is very much appreciated. And then over to the real status that I'm guessing everybody is here for. At least Twitter is all about MRR and stuff like that. I have not been able to calculate it over to US. So we're not going to be talking about MMRs in this, which is monthly recurring revenue, which is like the holy grail of SaaS. But POW got 8 new customers in March. That is awesome. And that means that being all over the internet, as I feel we were, and making lots of fun shenanigans online works as a marketing thing. I even got some people saying, oh, so it's live, because they haven't been able to find it in the App Store. And then they thought that I'm just like working on it and it isn't released yet. So if you have anybody in your kind of community that might need POW, let them know it's a web app and they have to go to usepow.app to get it. It's not in the App Stores. So super excited about that. I think we had some churn, some people canceling this month, but now that I have that automated, it's really hard to go into Stripe and actually see who canceled this month. So I think we lost 4 users maybe, and most of those are probably people who signed up in March of last year and then didn't weren't able to pay with the card they had on file. So I'm going to try and look into that. And that's one of the things I want to do for April, is to get all of the old users over to the new subscription code that user base is actually created for me, and that I've integrated on, not for me, but for all of their users, that I integrated on stream a couple of weeks back. So you might want to look up that. I got some good comments that was a good stream, that people who are trying out user base really found that helpful. So I'll try to link that, wherever. But all of my older users, I need to get them over to this I need to migrate them, is what we call it. So I need to migrate them, and that's like the one thing I want to get done in April, and also getting help with coding and visualization, and then also getting some help with a POW newsletter. So I want to create a POW newsletter as a content marketing tool for POW, where we focus on menstrual health, privacy, and the development of POW. So it's going to be exciting to see if I can get some help writing that. And I want to focus on the research behind menstrual health, instead of just kind of what we think or feel, but like look at the actual research and the science behind it. So I think that will be super exciting for the people who sign up. Let me look at my notes to see if I have forgotten something. If anybody has any questions, let me know. So that was new features. We have 8 new customers. I thank Jemima again. And then, yeah, a little bit about the streams. So on Sundays, I had been streaming POW, and then in March, I was like, well, I'm so into POW now, I'm going to focus those streams on something else. Not a good idea, because that ended up being me not coding so much on POW as I would like to. So going forward, the Sunday streams will focus on POW to keep me on my toes, and even in times where I have a lot of other things to do. So I still make most of my money from contracting work. I get that check-in with POW every Sunday, and that makes me motivated. And also just spending that hour, it's easier for me during the week to just take an hour at night or in the morning and work on POW without having to kind of like reacquaint myself with the code base. So Sundays will be all about POW coding going forward. And then last last Sunday, I did exploration of user list, which is kind of funny because I use user base as the backend as a service. And then I'm now looking at user list for automated messaging. And I really love that service. So I will be converting to that, but that will not be first priority, because ConvertKit is working right now. But going forward, if we get into that marketing e-bomb mini site I want to make, I really want the automation of the messaging to work, because it's not that much messaging. I could probably do it manually, but when I do it manually, every time I'm going to send an email, I'm like, oh, this isn't good enough. I should redo this. Why am I doing this? When it's automated, like I don't have to spend that kind of like mental energy on debating if my product is good enough or if the email is good enough. They will just be sent out. So, they say don't automate too early, but for me, at least the email messaging, it's really important to get automated so they're actually sent. Because if I'm going to do them manually, then I get these like thoughts and struggles in my own head, and I end up not sending them, which is not good. Yeah, so Fabio is saying be doing all the streams now, which is true. I'm going live with Fabio and other people tomorrow night on a Gatsby deep dive show that will be happening every Friday night. I think that was all for this status update. So I wanted to show up on April 8th, even though it took me a little bit by surprise that we were already on the 8th today. I hope you got anything out of this. I got a lot out of it, because I get to think through my POW strategies, and that is really helpful for me to do, at least once a month. And I had not really understood that the family's talking as always. I hadn't really caught my eye that I had 8 new customers in March, which is just awesome. So another, cheers to that. Woo, let's hope we get another 8 in April. And that's all for tonight. Signing off. See you in the next stream. Pow, 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 pow. Bye-bye.